information. Also, I work with Native Americans because when I moved here, I was in California, and I was invited to go into a sweat lodge 30 years ago. And I did. And when I went inside the sweat lodge, I had an incredible healing experience. One of the most powerful healing experience I ever had was inside the sweat lodge the first couple times. When they closed the door, it was darkness. I couldn't see nothing inside the sweat lodge, so I got scared at first. They crank up the heat. My stuff started coming up. When I say my stuff, means emotional, psychological, memories from the past, mistakes I made, all that stuff started coming up. And then I want to close my eyes because I didn't want to see it. Then pop, a mirror, an invisible mirror popped right in front of me. It says, Carlos, look at yourself. So I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I saw myself in very difficult situations in Rio, where I believe I suffer a few abuse things, emotional abuse or some kind of traumas. Let's put it this way, traumas. And I realized that I had clear memory about my traumas. And then as I was facing my traumas inside the sweat lodge, I had symptoms, because the traumas don't come alone, they come with symptoms. And the symptoms is what messes with us today, not the traumas. The traumas happened 30 years, 40, 50 years ago. The symptoms is what bother our lives. What I realized inside the sweat is I could get rid of the symptoms, because some of the traumas I suffered as a child made me insecure, nervous, anxiety attacks, you name it. Many different symptoms, frustration, all kinds of symptoms. Those symptoms came up. And when I was touching my body full of sweat, and I used to look at the sweat, the symptoms were mixed in my sweat. They were coming out of me. I could see toxins, emotional toxins, spiritual toxins, psychological toxins coming out of me inside the sweat. And because I had an incredible healing and it was noticeable, because right away I changed, I started acting different than how I used to act. When I got to California, I was very shy. And I did not speak in front of people very well. I was afraid to speak up. I was very self-conscious. I was always scared. And now I can talk in front of people, no problem. So what I realized is the sweat lodge has been around for a long time. And when I say long time, anthropologists have found signs about almost 40,000 years they found. And the sweat lodge is the first clinic that was ever built in our planet. First office, first doctor's office, sweat lodge. First hospital, sweat lodge. That's it. 30,000 years ago, when you had a problem, you go look for the shaman of the tribe, the healer of the tribe, the medicine man, and he brought you to the sweat lodge, and that's help you. The healer or the shaman 30 or 40,000 years ago, he wasn't concerned if you had psychological problems, physical, emotional. He took care of you as a whole. And he brought you to ceremony and ritual and worked for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Of course, the problems and the disease long time ago are not the same as today. But ancient knowledge, shamanism, is slowly bringing back healing techniques that can be used today for modern diseases.